What was the worst weather event in global history? Well, as much as you would like to say that it was Hurricane Katrina, that is unfortunately not the case. Katrina did devastate New Orleans and forced 80% of the population to evacuate. The population of New Orleans is only 80% of its pre-Katrina levels. Over 1,836 people wound up dying, mostly in and around New Orleans. We know how bad Katrina was. It caused $125 billion in damage after all. However, there have been other storms that have been worse, including the February 2021 storm in Texas. The death toll is considerably lower at about 300 people, which is a lot. But the damage toll was nearly $200 billion in damage as a result of the winter storm. Harvey also caused $125 billion in damage due to its maniacal flooding across Texas. That storm wound up causing 107 deaths in total, albeit one of them in the Caribbean, so we have 106 in the US, mostly in Texas. 103 of them were in Texas. It's not even Hurricane Maria, which caused over 3,000 deaths, miles, mostly in Puerto Rico, which devastated power grid. You've heard about that with Fiona coming down, I bet. But it's not that. Because the worst storm in history did not take place in the Atlantic. And I'm inclined to say that causing $6 billion in damage but killing over 11,000 people. The worst Atlantic storm was Hurricane Mitch anyway, which even though it only brought Category 1 force winds, we think, it might have brought stronger winds. It's stalling off the coast of Honduras that brought landslide after landslide after landslide. 2,000 people died in a single landslide. Ouch. So, clearly, it's not an Atlantic storm. Because what happens in the southwest Indian, in the North Indian Ocean will make what happens in the Atlantic Ocean look puny in terms of impact. The Bola cyclone, for example, caused between 300,000 people and 500,000 people to lose their lives in November of 1970 as it just slammed into the heart of Bangladesh. That is a big part of the Bangladesh Liberation War, which killed another 200,000 people, and where Bangladesh won their independence from Pakistan. At the time, Bangladesh was actually known as East Pakistan, and it was the poor handling of this that wound up causing Bangladesh, or it's now Bangladesh, to rebel against Pakistan, and they were successful at doing so. India, combined with Bangladesh, helped win the war, albeit the relationship between India and Bangladesh ever since was shaky until diplomacy came around in 2015, which helped solve the border dispute. That's also where the Third Order Enclave went. It went bye-bye as a result of this diplomacy, which is actually a good thing because this mess caused 50,000 people to be trapped. We also have the 1991 Bangladesh cyclone, Cyclone Nargis, and the 1839 India cyclone, which all claimed over 100,000 lives, as well as Typhoon Nina, which caused 62 dam failures across China, which also killed over 100,000 people. But what if it wasn't a hurricane that was the worst disaster in worldwide history? What if it was just a normal flood? The 1931 China floods really just are the worst natural disaster in global history. Over 4 million people wound up losing their life as a result, making it one of very few disasters to kill over 1 million people. This is because, of course, the dikes overflowed and whatnot. And with all this damage and destruction, you really have to say that, yes, when a storm kills millions of people, it really does have to be the worst storm. So congratulations. In a very grim award, you really are, 1931 China floods, the worst natural disaster in history. But don't be too proud of yourself, This is not an honor that you want. This storm will go down in infamy for many people who were affected.